Jesus Christ. I got to get on an airplane. I got to go to Las Vegas. I got to do like 3 shows, Carl.
Dude, our jobs suck. It's the worst.
I got to go all the way to Vegas. For what? To entertain people? And you know what? You know what? These people, they get to watch the show from their houses if they want to, because it's streaming now.
That is correct. $19.99. You can purchase the streaming package and watch all the podcasts, all the comedy shows from the comfort of your own drug den.
So I just want you all to know I'm talking down going to Las Vegas just to make those of you who can't make it feel better. Even though I probably shouldn't. You should have gotten your plane tickets. You should be going to Vegas to join us.
Wait, so you're saying that part of the appeal of going to these shows is because we'll be in Las Vegas? Is that what you're telling me, Vinny?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Who's not going to Vegas? Who's missing out on this? What are you doing?
I'm going to stream it. Okay, stream it. You go right ahead. But let me tell you this. If you do stream it, and if you are coming and you haven't gotten your tickets yet, use promo code CREEP for 20% off, hackamania.com. Carl, you want to do a creep off?
Let's do it.
Attention parents, what you're about to see is not suitable for kids. Shoot, it's not even suitable for some grown-ups. You might want to walk away now if you ain't into these type of things.
I'm going to give the people what they want. Sensation, horror, shock.
I'm going to deliver the goods because I'm alive and I'm not backing down.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. This is very disrespectful.
Hola, creepos. Welcome to another edition of your favorite true crime podcast, the show about creeps, by creeps, for you creeps. I'm your host. My name is Vinny, and joining me from his home studio today, it's hot Carl.
What is happening, Vinny Paulino? You know, this is obviously Memorial Day here in the United States. Everyone has the day off, and we're doing things a little bit differently for that reason. People get together with family and things. But when we messaged about this, I thought you weren't going into the studio today. Now I feel like you just don't want to see me in person. Because there you are. I could have been to the studio today.
Yeah.
It's not a far drive for me.
I know. Yeah.
And now you're like, we'll just do it from home.
Yeah.
And now it turns out you just didn't want me there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, actually, the internet in my house sucked again this morning.
Okay.
So I was just like, fuck, I have to go do this. So
yeah, you got to figure that out, buddy.
I drove into the office on Memorial Day. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. On Super Chat Monday, I drove into the office.
Yes, it's 2 holidays today. Correct.
Certainly is. Carl, before we get too far into things today, I want to let everybody know this is not going to be a normal episode. We're doing a Scum parade today, an extended Scum parade. We got some of your voicemails, and we're going to go over some of those because there's some interesting things in there this week. I believe there's also a story that you want to discuss with everybody a little bit.
I do, and we talked about it. Should we get into it, or should we do results first?
We'll talk to Danny, but
yeah, let's talk to Danny first.
This is a tease. There's a story that's Carl is so fucking obsessed. Every time I talk
everyone's obsessed with the story.
I don't give a shit. I sent my friend Nick a message yesterday.
Nick Rada?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him?
I just said, hey, bud, sorry to hear about your troubles. Wish nothing but the best for you and your fam.
What did he write back to you?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Not a thing.
I have a feeling he's not answering a lot of text messages.
I don't care. I
from
just want
us
to be
streamers
nice.
These days.
Because,
well, yeah, I do want to talk about that because so much has come out, and Aaron Imholt is now spilling everything. It's insane what he's doing right now. So I do want to talk about that a little bit, but let's get results first.
Let's do that. Here to bring us the results, ladies and gentlemen.
Danny, reading results so dandy. Please won't you post that fanny all over the Patreon. Danny, that body's so uncanny. Voice smooth like lemon shandy. Oh yeah, she's my creep girl.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's happening, Danny?
Oh, not much. Happy Memorial Day.
Same to you. What do you got going on today? Any festivities planned?
We're going to an amusement park.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be
Could you
fun.
imagine having to be her kid at the amusement park with
Oh,
all of
God.
these lecture? Oh my God, your poor kids.
I know.
I'm so glad my mom looked like me.
Yeah, they're like, we want to go home with your mommy after this. Sorry, no, you got to go with your mommy. I'm sorry. That's how that works.
Jesus. All right. Well, Danny, I hope you're coming to bring some good news and tell me that my winning streak is intact and that Karl is going down to nothing.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
see what happened. Let's remind everyone what the competition was last week.
Okay, last week's category was the creepiest gardener.
Yes.
And with 63% of the vote, the winner is Mr. Karl Hamburger.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was starting to panic. The win streak that you had going there, Vinny, was brutal, and I needed a W. Thank you to all the creepos, the creepomaniacs who voted for me on the creepoff.com this past week. I appreciate it.
You mean the Judases?
No, the fine people who listened to the show and determined who brought the bigger creep and realized that my presentation was just far superior.
Far.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Far
pretty
superior.
sizable vote, don't you think? I had 63%.
Well, 6 weeks in a row says I'm going to turn it to Eric Bischoff. All I'm going to do is talk about 88 weeks from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a 6-week win streak going, but the competition will resume in Las Vegas this upcoming week. And there
That's
will
correct.
be a winner in the room. The loser will be wearing a very embarrassing t-shirt that we need to discuss, Karl. What we
Okay,
want
yes, the
to say.
live consequence in Vegas.
Yes. And you're going to probably, what I'm thinking is you have to wear that t-shirt for 24 hours from when
Okay.
you lose. So you'll be wearing it for WATP Live.
I'll be wearing it in the pool the next morning.
Yep. With the poker tournament,
Yep.
you wear your cool t-shirt.
Wet t-shirt at the poker tournament.
It'll happen. So, Danny, I got some news for you, my dear, before we
Oh.
get you out of here today. The listeners love you, and they are just leaving songs for you everywhere.
Wow.
Oh.
This one was left on the voicemail, Danny, and this one's a little slow, but this is probably a perfect song for this show. This is creepy as shit.
Awesome.
Oh, Danny girl, results you're reading. Who'll spin the wheel and who'll be free to go? And for you leave for some savings and lending. Oh, Danny girl, please show your toes.
Oh,
Oh my
Jesus. That was really getting choked up. I was really feeling it just felt like there was so much behind that, and it was so beautiful, and then he does the toes thing.
Well,
Yeah.
keep your shoes on, Karl. There's one more for Danny.
Oh, no.
And this one came in from Mr. Magenta, and boy,
He's got a
this,
thing.
this guy's got it bad.
Reading results and looking so sexy. A 10 out of 10, she's pure eye candy. Karl Vinnie, who gets the victory? There's only one who can say, Danny. The MILF alarm goes off through the country as we all beg for the cow bikini. Queen of the creep off sim, she stands tall. The greatest creep girl of all.
That's actually an Attack on Titan theme song that he did for me.
Did
Thank
you
you, Mr.
request
Magenta.
it? Did you request that, or he just sent that to you?
We've been corresponding, and I've been talking
Oh.
about like music I like and stuff, and I like a lot of anime openings. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Can I just say something
And
real
yes,
quick?
Santa sitting in a tree.
I'm not suggesting anything is happening here, but I just want to say, Mr. Magenta, please don't scare our results girl off of our show. All right? Please don't creep her out and send her running.
Yeah. And also, please don't go work in a bank. Just keep
Okay.
doing what you're doing, Danny. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Don't
Have
be
a
teller.
great day. Have a great day at the amusement park.
Yes, have fun.
You too, guys. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye, Danny. Actually, we won't see her next week. We'll see her in 2 weeks. So give Mr. Magenta plenty of time to get
That's
his act
true.
together. Hey, Karl, we got a couple of comments here. Flex gifted a Who Are These Podcast memberships.
Thank you,
That's
Flex. I
exciting.
appreciate it.
And Mason in Portland says he's going to see you in 4 days, Carla.
Yes, we'll be hanging out. Looking forward to it, buddy.
feels like a vague threat to me. Fleck also said, "Good day, all, and late."
Good day to you.
And then King of all dabblers, thanks for the $10. This is for Moonhead. F. Carl. Couldn't agree more.
Fuck you!
Now, my friend Carl, do we want to talk about your story last, or do we want to talk about
we'll get it out of the way on the top. You know what I mean? Because I can't remember where we left off. We talked about this on the Creep Off bonus that we did. We did a bonus show that was a crossover between Who Are These Podcasts and the Creep Off on Friday. And I can't remember if we had all the details about them searching Nick Rekieta's home or not. Do you remember what we talked about?
We just know that there was cocaine found in a gun.
Okay.
So how they found those things, we did not know. We didn't know if Nick pulled out the gun and tried to shoot him. We don't know.
So this is the crazy part and all the things that are coming out now. And I cannot wait for the body cam footage to come out. This is going to be amazing when we can watch how this all went down.
What if we get it for Vegas? That'd be amazing.
No, it's not going to come out that quickly, but we'll get it eventually.
Foy the shit people.
Nick Rekieta, so they get the search warrant to go search Nick Rekieta's house because there's concern about child endangerment, child neglect, whatever it is. There's 5 children in Nick Rekieta's home. Now, the other people in Nick Rekieta's home are Nick's wife and April Imholt, Steel Toe's wife.
What's she doing over there?
Yeah, it turns out they say she's the live-in nanny, but it's actually Nick's fuck buddy. Anyway, we don't have to get into all of that because Aaron's going around spilling all the beans about all the wife swapping and all the things that went down and the drug-fueled fights and everything that's going on. Is crazy what he's telling everyone. I can't believe he's making this all public, but whatever, that's his thing. But what I wanted to talk about,
any brain in his head that he's going to get into all the private stuff about this?
Dude,
and the dude's a lawyer. Like, isn't Nick is a lawyer?
He is. But my thought on it is not even that. The idea that Aaron Imholt is going around talking about, and then April was getting into coke, and then I was doing Molly, and then she's sleeping with Nick, and then I'm doing that. And I'm like, dude, don't you guys have like a family and friends and shit that you just want to keep this stuff private around? Like, he seems to be really going scorched earth on April and Nick. Like, he wants to ruin them. It's crazy. It's crazy what he's up to. But he's making money. He's making money doing it.
A pretty destructive path. But can I just add this? I said this to you on the bonus show. There's not a lot of guys who can make money off their divorce. So
I know. No, he's killing it.
Aaron.
He is killing it for sure.
I mean, what else could you say? This guy, I mean, that's the only reason he could be doing this and telling all the details is to keep people watching his shit and get subscribers.
Well, there's a lot of people making money off his divorce, like Gino Bisconti. We played the clips on WATP this weekend. Gino Bisconti was reading private text messages between him and April, which is crazy. But all right, let's get into what happened. So there's a search warrant. The police actually pull Nick over on the way to the house. So they let Nick know. They're like, yeah, we're sending people to the home. We have a warrant. And can you just give us the code on the front door? And Nick goes, no.
He's driving home and they pull him over. He's not even at the house.
He's not at the house. So at the house, there's 4 children, 4 of Nick's children, and April and Kayla, Nick's wife. And the police show up and they say, police, we have a warrant. We want to come in. One of the children goes to the door and says, we're not letting you in. They send one of the little girls to the door to tell the cops, fuck off. You're not getting in here.
Did they give her a white flag? Did they give her like a flag or something to wave?
I don't know. That's why I want to see this footage. I can't wait to see what happened because, okay, so then the police say to Nick, like, hey, we have this warrant. He demands to see it. They show it to him. He goes, okay. He throws it to the ground. They're like, can you just give us the code so we can get into the door? And Nick goes, no, I'm not giving you the code. So they had to use a battering ram to knock the door down. Vinny, this is nuts. So you have 4 children inside. The police are.
Do we know how old the kids are?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Okay.
But they're all minors. there's not like 18 and 20-year-old kids in there. Right. So they're batting down the door. They knock down the door, and then they go in there. And these fucking dummies. This is what I can't figure out. This is what I can't wrap my head around. I need someone to explain this to me. That's why I have to see this footage. The police come in. They go into the master bedroom. There's coke everywhere. They find over 25 grams of cocaine, which is a shit ton of cocaine. There's credit cards out with powder on it. They're finding coke all over different things. There's guns out, just loose. There's ammunition out. There's shell casings for some reason out. And when the police come to the door and they go, "We have a warrant, we're coming in." The first, if you're not going to let them in, you run and you secure the guns, you dump the fucking coke in the toilet, like you get rid of all the shit they're about to find as quickly as possible. They found ketamine, they found all this shit. I guess there was a brown powder they found as well. People are speculating it might be Molly. We don't know. So there's all this crazy shit they find. And of course they get arrested for possession with guns, which were not properly secured, which is child endangerment, all this crazy shit. And it just seems like a lot of this could have been avoided if April and Kayla were smart enough to take action when the police show up.
Dina Marie 84, they were just LARPing as characters in Goodfellas.
That's
That's all we had, April!
Dude,
April!
Honestly, you know, it's funny you say that. That's obviously the iconic moment in that movie. But I think that Nick is so drug crazed that they probably were afraid.
That he's Sandy from Goodfellas?
Yeah, they probably were afraid to dump the coke and be like, dude, I would have gotten us out of this. I'm a lawyer. You know, that they probably were afraid to get rid of the cocaine because they had just bought a giant supply. So this is a crazy story. And
you know what the value is of 25 grams? Does anybody know the street value on that?
I honestly don't know. I've never bought an ounce. An ounce is $1,000. So it's about $1,000. According to some random person, according to Dr. Scotty Jones. I'll take his word. That sounds like it could be right.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of problems, but
no, 25 an ounce is 27 grams, I'm pretty sure. So 25 grams is not over an ounce.
Okay.
At least $50, $100 million. All right, so somewhere between $50 and $100 million. We'll say 1,000.
Okay. I'm just wondering because like it doesn't seem like that much. Like you hit an ounce of cocaine is a lot.
It's a lot
more than you think it is. It's a
lot. Powder does not weigh very much. It's a lot. Yes. So the other crazy part of this story, and this story is wild. I am telling you, Vinny, I'm feeling weird about it now. Like I don't even want to know anymore. I know too much. But the other part that's wild is that they all get taken to jail, and April has all the charges dropped, dismissed. You're free to go. Have a great day. And so there's speculation. Aaron Inholt said this on Gino's show. He called on the Gino show and said this. He's like, April might roll over on these two. She's definitely going to have to testify in the trial if they don't take a plea deal. But she might roll over. And so
she's already walked out. They let her walk out.
They let her walk out. And I was watching another attorney on YouTube talk about this. And what he said was, based on what testimony she provides, this could be way worse. They could bring a lot more charges because they get the charges based on what they found in the house when they executed the search warrant. But she's been there for the last 6 months with all these drug-fueled parties and what they're doing with the children and everything like that. Like, who knows what might come out as part of this deal for April? I mean, I don't know. I'm speculating, but this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, we needed that money, April. I know. I can totally picture Nick losing his mind over them. We flushed the coke. The cops were here. We thought we should.
I just feel like when you get into a situation like this, you know, I know lawyers. I have a lot of friends who are lawyers.
Yeah.
And they could live dangerously because they feel like they have like this safety cushion because
Nick definitely is like that. He's very arrogant. Yeah. He knows everything there is to know. He's one of those guys that, like, when we were watching the cop cam, the cop pulls him over, just like, just so you know, you can't even use your lights to pull me over. That's against federal blah 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 blah. Like, okay.
So you get these two women in your house and they're doing drugs, and this is the vibe. Like, you have this alpha male like position where I could deal with the law, I could deal with all this. They probably felt safe as shit leaving that shit out and stuff like that. You know, they probably felt invincible. That's what drugs do to you. Mixed with the other brand of arrogance, special brand of arrogance.
Yep. And the other thing that Aaron said on his show today, did a show with Gino, might still be going, but don't go over there. Watch us. The other thing that Aaron said, he goes, based on my experience with hanging out with the Ricadas, and they used to go over there all the time, the four of them would hang out. He goes, based on my experience, the police found baggies out on the nightstands in the bedroom and stuff like that. That means they were actively using at that time because they put it all away in a safe when they're not using it. So the fact that it's out tells me that maybe they were a little bit out of their fucking minds. I mean, based on the photos we saw, the mugshots, that seems to check out. So maybe they weren't thinking all that clearly at the same time.
Chris Primer, we had access to too much money, too much equipment, and little by little, we went insane. Slippery fucking slope. That's what they tell you about these drugs, kids.
That's right.
That's what Nancy Reagan was saying. Don't do them.
You know how they say drugs lie? I always thought that was kind of stupid. I'm like, well, I don't even talk to drugs. I talk to drug
and lawyers. It's fucking crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Lawyers lie. What do you know? Karl, what a fucking crazy story. So last I heard, I did see something that August is going to be the next court date. Is that true?
Correct. Yes.
So he's got a little bit of time to get this mopped up.
Well, and the conditions that he agreed to, because I was watching the arraignment, of course, because I'm glued to this, but the conditions he agreed to are that he has to stay clean, random testing, and no guns, no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. And so he's on this.
I mean, I understand it. I understand why the judge would order that, but if you're a dude who's been doing coke for months on benders and they're just like, yeah, you're not allowed to do coke, you're not even allowed to have a beer.
Yeah.
That's fucking torture.
Well, and that's what Aaron's saying. Dude, listen, Aaron is fucking rubbing this in and doing this victory lap. He is rubbing it in April in Nick's face so fucking hard because what Aaron was doing all weekend was golfing and going to bars and taking selfies of him drinking beers and going, it's so nice to be able to drink a beer out of the bar and go golfing and have a beer. It's like, wow, what a dick. What a dipshit. Aaron's handling this so poorly. He comes across as such an asshole in all of this. But anyway, that's my own fascination. We can move on with the show.
But where are his kids? With him?
Well, that's the other crazy thing is that he says that, so his ex-wife is Ashley LaRue, and so the three of them have their children together. And he goes, Ashley's completely forgiven me, and we have no problems, and I still have the kids, and he still has the same custody deal he did. I'm like, how is that possible? It makes no sense to me. Aaron's kids are younger than Nick's. He's got a very young family, and he was exposing them to all this horse shit. And Ashley's just like, that's why pencils have erasers. Don't worry about it.
Minnesota, man. The Midwest is fucked.
The Midwest is fucked.
Yeah. I think that's what we're learning. We might need to do a deep dive into the Midwest soon.
That's why Cardiff is so weird, if you were wondering.
Oh, shit. I mean, like, that's why Fargo is continually to be my favorite show and movie of all time because the Midwest is just a fucked up place. It seems very innocent. Hey, Karl, we're going to hit some voicemails before we jump into the Scum Parade.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
We have a couple of creep reports. Here's one.
Hey, Vinny, this is Prep Boy Rick. I just wanted to say that, my goodness, I have a creep report for you. Some guy who kicked a guy off of a live show in April of last year, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, that dude who lives up in Minnesota. Man, he got arrested for drugs and possessing a firearm. That's pretty fucking creepy. That's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I should remind everyone because we talked about it on the bonus show, but not everyone hears the bonus shows. You should sign up for our Patreon at the Creep Off, patreon.com/the Creep Off. But we're talking about the fact that the last time we hung out with Nick was in Philadelphia. We did the Dick Show, Who Are These Podcasts crossover. And Vinny came up to do a segment that he had prepared for about Ash, the Infinifat woman. And, Vinny loves talking about Infinifatties. And
I like
Nick
talking about Infinifats almost as much as I like talking about that reality show.
Right. And there's 5 chairs, 5 microphones, and Nick Recato would not give up his chair to Vinny, even though Vinny was scheduled to be on that segment. And so Vinny was not happy with Nick after that. And I'm assuming that you got your comeuppance, right? You're good now? You feel good about this?
Kind of a message. I hope he's okay.
That is nice of you. That's fair. Look at you.
I just sit there and watch these people who do me wrong. No.
Yes, right. Yeah, exactly. You got to start tweeting out if you have a beer later today. Make sure to tweet that out and tag Nick in it.
This is what I thought when he wouldn't move.
You think you can get away with that without having legal ramifications? You're out of your fucking mind.
Dude, breaking news. It's now being speculated based on what we just talked about.
Speculation is not breaking news.
You're the one. No, this is breaking speculation. It's now being speculated that you're the one who went to the pastor that got the warrant issued against the Recatas. This is your plan all along. You're like, I'll just pick my spot. As soon as Aaron started talking about how he did coke and Molly with the Recatas and stuff, you're like, oh, I know what to do. Wow, Vinny. I'm not gonna fuck with you anymore. Dude, you're a great guy. I love you. Take my portion of the Patreon money. You're the best, buddy.
Jesus Christ. None of that is true, but I do have another actual creep report. That was fun. Moving on. This is horrified that this happened at some guy's job.
Hi, I have a creep report for the creep off. So my coworker came into work the other day, and he clocked in at about 4 o'clock in the morning, grabs a handful of parts that we usually sort, and just goes outside and just starts baseball hucking these motherfuckers at geese. And it was just this one goose that he targeted. And it turns out that the reason why he was doing that was because he was trying to scare it away from the nest. So then once the male goose just goes off, he goes and grabs the fucking nest and just starts stomping the fucking eggs out of it. Long story short, he ended up getting fired on the spot. But yeah, what a fucking creep. See ya.
What about arrested?
It's fucking insane.
By the way, geese do suck. I can understand wanting to do that, but that's hilarious. Wow. Psycho.
Cardiff makes a good point, just so I can prove to everybody that I did not call a pastor about Nick Rekieta. He took my chair, not my sandwich. Okay, Lady K?
That's true. We did go out and get some Philly cheesesteaks that afternoon, and Nick wasn't stealing any cheesesteaks from us, so that's good.
That's true. So somebody calling to yell at me about last week's competition.
Oh, yeah, I had to call back, by the way, Vinny, because fuck, you fumbled the bag. A horse strangler? A horse strangler? Really? That's all? How long have you been doing this show and you're still pulling out horse stranglers? That's basic bitch shit. Your passion for glory. I'm sorry. But you've just clearly ended your streak. Anyway, don't call me back.
I won't. All
Good
right.
call. Good call. I like that call.
He's not wrong. He is
making a lot of good points.
And we have one last one. This is a great suggestion for the month of June, Carl.
Hey there, this is Hugh S.A. Calling in because we all know the creep off is an ally to the LGBT plus community. No one has brought more positivity toward the LGBT community than the creep off. And Pride Month is coming up. So I propose that for the 4 weeks of Pride Month, you do L for lesbian, G for gay, B for bi, and T for trans creep categories for each week of Pride Month.
Yeah, this is a very long voicemail. I'm going to cut it off, but not a bad suggestion. Kind of fun.
I love it. I love that idea. I think we should.
We're going to be celebrating.
Even though people in that community are not creeps, and it's going to be very hard to find people acting in inappropriate manners from that community. But, I'm not afraid to do the research, Vinny. I'm not afraid to dig deep.
Yeah. We're gonna have to work really hard on this one. So it's basically giving us the month off. Thanks. Good suggestion, bro.
God damn it. Just ruined everything I said.
All right. Carl, are you ready to do a scum parade?
I am.
All right. Well, let me hit the music then properly. And we're on it.
Scum parade, take me on a raid of these fuck charades that these creeps have made. Scum parade, Vinny and Carl gonna tell you about some fuck shit. Scum parade, like stories of a kid fucked by his mom or dad, soaking up the blood of a cat. Scum parade.
Before I start this, our friend Brent Hatley.
Yeah, I saw that. Brent Hatley says, my heart goes out to Aaron. Swinging can take a toll on a marriage. Meth, big black cocks, and metal concerts hurt my career. My internet hiatus was a lifesaver. I think that is the real Brent Hatley. I believe that is what he wrote just now.
Nice to hear from you, Brent. It's been a while.
Somebody else did make that comparison, though. It's just real quick because I was on the Brent Hatley thing back when he was doing the show with his wife, and then they started swinging and making porn and doing all this shit, and they're all like celebrating their drug use and partying and stuff like that. It doesn't last forever. I got to tell you, that lifestyle, it doesn't work. It doesn't work long term.
Are you trying to tell me that the lifestyle of giving the person a way to other people to fuck them better The person that you live with and have a contract with.
While increasing your drug use more and more, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Doesn't seem to work out real well. What is Cardiff saying?
Oh, Cardiff says, thank you for the $2.79 Minnesotan. He says, for the moops. Oh, wait.
The moops? Oh, the troops. That's just a typo.
The troops. He meant the troops.
Just
Happy
a typo, Cardiff.
Cardiff is up in creepy Minnesota right now in his backyard, drinking a Budweiser. We got that one. Douche of the Dabbleverse, thanks for the $2. Gino said Carl was trying to take Aaron down. Is that true, Carl?
I've been messaging with Gino over the weekend and stuff. We're good. We're all good.
Chris Dyer, thanks for the down 99. Hackamania VIP, see you there. I don't know what PAA podcast means.
We'll see you there at Hackamania, and thanks for being a VIP. It's going to be a great weekend.
Can't wait. All right, Carl, let's talk about a story that we covered not too long ago.
Yeah,
there was an American. Yes, we do. We're going to start off with follow-up. There was an American Airlines passenger. She was a young girl. She was flying to. She was 9 years old. She was flying to Disney for a gymnastics competition with her family, and she goes to go use the restroom. And the male steward stops her and says, "There's a problem in there. Let me get things ready for you."
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes in and uses the bathroom. And as she's leaving, she flips up the seat and she sees this.
Yep.
That is a cell phone that is taped to the underside of the toilet with the light on it.
Well, it has to be. It's a dark area. You want to be able to see what's doing.
With the camera part exposed. Now, this is a 9-year-old child who probably had to go pretty bad.
Sure.
Who ran in there maybe not thinking about that as much.
I mean, a lot of people get like a nervous belly out of the airplane. You know what I mean? Sometimes you really got to take a big shit, a big juicy shit when you're up in the air like that.
So my favorite part of the story is when he was confronted by the parents, he ran back into the bathroom and locked himself in the bathroom until the plane landed.
Well, can I correct you on something, Vinny? You're wrong about this.
Okay, tell me.
The 9-year-old had no idea. The crazy part about this story, because we did this on the show, is that he did this 4 times. The 4th time was with a 14-year-old who recognized that, hey, that's a fucking cell phone camera that's filming me. And that's how he got busted. And I called it.
14-year-old. That's right.
I called it at the time, Vinny, because this lawsuit is being brought by the 9-year-old. And I called it at the time. I'm like, why are you telling her this happened? She didn't even know. The parents didn't know. The 9-year-old didn't know. And the FBI had to come walking over. Hey, guess what happened a few months ago you didn't even know about?
Yes. Now,
didn't I call that, Vinny? And now look what's happening.
Okay, I'll give you the win, Carl. You got to win. You finally got a W, buddy.
Another W for the toe.
You're right. There was a 14-year-old girl who saw this thing, got her parents. The steward locked himself into the bathroom, would not come out until the police dragged him out. He tried to delete everything off of his phone. He reset it to factory settings. And then they went in there and were like, oh, well, it all saved to the cloud. You dummy.
Yep.
And we just called Tim Cook directly. He was on the golf course. He gave us all the pictures of this 9-year-old girl pooping on your phone.
He was actually looking at those photos as they called him. Oh, funny coincidence. I'm actually checking that out right now.
Yeah, let her family know that we had these just in case they wanted copies. We'll send doubles. I don't know.
No one in this family ever would have known about this. They had no clue. But then they had to track down the 3 other girls that he did this to, who didn't even know about it.
The photos of in the cloud. Yeah,
correct. So what does the family do then, Vinny?
Sues. They sue, of course. Now,
they decided to sue American Airlines, and of course, American Airlines, because they have a PR team, they're going to sit and go, okay, let's settle with this family. We don't want this in the news. We know we're at fault here. Let's just get this over with.
No, that's not what they did.
What? No, why not? Well, that's what you do.
That's what they should have done. That is what they should have done. But instead, they responded to the lawsuit filed by the 9-year-old's family. They put forward several defenses, including that they are not responsible because of the doctrine of comparative negligence, contributory negligence. I can't say that word apparently. So basically, what they're saying is the defendant would have to show that there was injuries or illnesses alleged to have been sustained by the plaintiff, which didn't happen. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, it was the plaintiff's own fault in negligence.
I'm with American Airlines on this one. That 9-year-old is a monster. She deserved to be filmed taking a shit, Vinny. She deserved it.
Should have known that device was there.
Yes.
That's what their argument is.
Yeah. What a dummy she is. This is not American Airlines' fault. And you know what? Good for American Airlines, because I feel like people were feeling too good about the airline industry lately. They needed to do something to get people pissed off again.
You know what? American Airlines, the official airline of the creep off.
I'm down with it. I'll make some phone calls. Maybe we can get them to sponsor the show.
I love it. So this 9-year-old girl, it's her fault. It is all her fault for not knowing that the steward decided to tape a phone underneath the toilet lid.
Well, and now the 9-year-old, what the family's claiming is that now that they know about this, even though they didn't know about it and nothing happened, now the 9-year-old is struggling with fear and anxiety. She's a liar. This 9-year-old is a liar. She's not struggling with anything. That's bullshit.
Yeah, the parents are. That's the thing. The parents are. The parents have to be freaking out because their child, like, they dropped the ball. There's now pictures of your kid shitting out there.
Yep.
You probably should have been in charge of that. Make sure that didn't happen. You can't take care of everything all the time. They're the ones who are freaking out, not the child.
I think you should check the parents' bedroom and see what's doing in there. Maybe there's some cocaine and some guns laying around.
Hugh Essay is an attorney for American Airlines. He says, yeah, but did you see what she was wearing? She was asking to be filmed pooping.
Yep. I think that's a pretty good defense. Well, what's annoying, though, is that this guy was using these stickers that said on them inoperative catering equipment.
Yeah.
In order to tape the phone on the toilet and all these. So you know the TSA is going to add this now to the list of things you got to pull out of your bag. Oh, do you have any inoperative catering equipment stickers? Yes, I do. Here they are. One more fucking thing I got to do in that line.
Oh, God. Carl's Frosted Tips, thanks for the down 99. Uncle Paul says, she was a little tattletale who lies.
Who's that old guy over there? Uncle Paul, with the creepy old guy stare. Uncle Paul, and now he's coming.
That's correct, Carl's Frosted Tips. Or KFT, I think they called him on Uncle Rico last night.
KFT. Carl, let's meet another gentleman who's also in trouble for a very similar issue. Daniel Patricio Mora. He was arrested down in Osceola County in Florida, which is Kissimmee. Officers recently arrested a 27-year-old man of suspicion of taking inappropriate photos of a minor inside of a Target store. Now, on Friday, May 10th, a mother contacted deputies and said that on the evening of May 9th, an unknown man took an inappropriate photograph of her daughter as she was bent down to tie her shoelace. The child was clearly wearing a skirt.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vinny, I was very happy this article finally answered the first question I have. What was she wearing? What was this 12-year-old girl wearing?
Nothing about cup size, though.
No, didn't give us that. But a provocative miniskirt on a 12-year-old girl. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, you don't generally think that a creepy 27-year-old with a perm and Jeffrey Dahmer glasses is going to show up and start sticking his cell phone directly under your child's taint and start filming.
Vinny, we read articles like this on a weekly basis now on the show. And I don't know if you're like me, you ever stop and think, like, thank God my brain isn't broken like this. Could you imagine having this thing where you're like sexually aroused by a 12-year-old? You're going to go get a photo of her? It's fucking nuts.
Carl, how about being at your job? We'll go back to the first guy for a second.
Yeah.
You're at your job, right? And you're like, oh, fuck. There's an opportunity for me to get something for the spank bank later. I'm going to risk everything and tape my cell phone to the bottom of a toilet. This guy sees a 12-year-old and sees the opportunity and has to act on it so he can get something for the spank bank later. This guy's not even fucking super horned up at the moment. He's going, oh, I got to get this for fucking later, which is even creepier.
Well, it is creepier because think about it. He sees a 9-year-old girl. He's like, wow, that one is stunning. And the 9-year-old girl gets on the airplane and he's like, hey, just so you know, free soda on me for the entire flight. We're just going to keep filling refills as much as you want for your soda. He just wants to get these girls to have to pee. You know he's doing that.
Honey?
Yeah, you know he's doing that. You know, we really got to get rid of this Dr. Pepper. We're trying to unload it. So if you could drink a bunch of these, that'd be great.
That's hysterical. So the police department, the sheriff's office went there and reviewed the footage at the Target. And they said at one point he gets really close to her. She happens to bend over to tie her shoe. So he puts the camera under her skirts, takes a picture, and walks away the other direction. Now, how did Daniel Patricio Mora get caught? Well, the same way a lot of people get caught, Carl.
Just 12-year-olds are oftentimes they're oftentimes there with their mom. Just FYI, a 12-year-old is not there with her girlfriends hanging out.
Well, about a week later, he goes back to Target. Now, this is a whole to-do. He got away the first time, but there's now police reports involved. There's security footage that's been reviewed. Your fucking picture, you better bet, is on the wall inside of the security office at the Target. They're looking out for your ass.
They're looking for a anorexic Greg Brady in there.
He looks like the architectural tube with the Brady wig on it. This guy with a skinny fucking head. So he reportedly admitted to the authorities that he took an inappropriate photo of a child and said he had additional photos and videos on his cell phone and computer devices at his home after he was confronted by store security who called the police. So he's been arrested on the charge of voyeurism of a minor. Further charges are forthcoming as an investigation continues. They're going to roll over to his house, check all the Zune players, check all the hard drives, check the DVD tray.
Yeah, I know. I like that they ask him, like, do you have more of these types of photos at home? He's like, what do you think? Have you ever run into a guy who had just one? These are like Pringles. These are like Lay's potato chips. No one's just having one.
I have just the one, I swear.
Yeah. That satisfies my urge. I'm good.
You can trust me. Give me
I'm good. I'm good. That's all I wanted.
Oh, Karl. Have you ever wanted to just go around punching old people?
No.
Really?
Really, truly. That's wildly antisocial behavior.
Well, you live down in Florida, and they drive awful. It is the worst.
Oh, okay. If they're driving in front of me, then yes, but not just randos. I don't just pick randos out on the sidewalk.
Okay. Well, there's a gentleman in California who feels differently about the subject because he punched 2 elderly victims in separate incidents. And as he was being followed by one of them, turned around and posed for a nice picture for the police. Here it is.
Dude, this photo looks like it's out of a JCPenney catalog, doesn't it? He looks like a model. He's got the pose down and everything. He's wearing that stupid sweater.
I really feel that this man is a creep, specifically because he's wearing headphones. And for some reason, the cord goes down under his sweater, down to whatever it's plugged into. I find that creepy. That's a weird thing.
I have to say, and I don't normally say this on the show, but white people, get your shit together. Are you not watching these other surveillance footage? They punch and then they run. You punch and then you run.
No.
You don't stand there. You don't stand around and pose for pictures afterwards. You're so fucking vain. Can't stop yourself, can you?
You're not going to get this kind of advice on Compound Media.
No, you're not.
Nicholas Hotstetler, 25, was identified in connection in the 2 attacks. Now, in the first incident on May 4th, Hotstetler allegedly punched a victim on San Thomas Aquino Road before running away. The suspect, however, stopped to pose casually on a sidewalk as the victim snapped the photo in hopes of identifying the man. The second random attack happened Friday morning. A 75-year-old man was walking on Campbell Street. He allegedly punched the victim in the face. When the 75-year-old man and his family returned to the area a short time later to look for surveillance cameras, they encountered him again.
He's still there. He's like, oh, come back for more? Come back for more, old man?
He's just there posing. He's just like, oh, take some pictures. So
this guy's fucked.
Police say Hostetler's parents were contacted Saturday morning, and Hostetler had exited his home and was arrested without incident.
Hold on. Before that, though, no, that's not true. Before that, though, so the old man comes back with his family and he tries to fight the entire family.
He did try to fight the whole family.
He tries to fight the entire family. Like, what did this old guy do to him? I'm starting to think it's not a random occurrence here. Like, he's pissed at these people. Something going on.
What? Hey, kid, you know what? Your dad's a pussy. Your dad's a pussy. What are you
yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, he had to go back and bring his kids with him? Oh, what a pussy. Bring it. So then, I guess they posted this photo.
Yeah, go ahead.
They posted this photo, and I think his parents turned him in because he still lives with mommy and daddy.
Yep. And when he was arrested, they took him to the station. He went out without a problem. When he got to the police station, he started fighting the cops.
Yep.
And he kicked the cop pretty hard. Authorities say Hostetler was additionally charged with battery of an officer.
So here's what I'm going to say about that, Vinny.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I have a feeling this guy has a little bit of an April Imholt problem, if you catch my drift.
All of these people are just fucking down on cocaine.
Yeah.
Everybody,
drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.
A good PR team, like American Airlines has.
You know, they call them party drugs, but I'm starting to think that these are just like fuck up your life by fighting people drugs, it seems like. I guess that PR firm would do a once over on that. You could probably do better than that.
Yeah. Cocaine. Take on any situation. Fist first. Cocaine.
Right. Settle the score.
Cocaine. All right. An Iowa woman, Carl, she's in a lot of trouble. Let's meet Samantha Bevins. Would you?
Nope. Not with your dick and Nick Rekieta pushing.
She is from Iowa, and she's going to be spending the rest of her life behind bars for the murder of her stepmom. On Monday, a Benton County court found Samantha Bevins, she's 35, guilty of first-degree murder of 58-year-old Jody Bevins. Last week, she testified in her own defense, claiming her boyfriend, Takoa Talley, smothered the victim inside her home in July 2022. Despite her attempts to shift the blame, jurors reached a unanimous guilty verdict. Now,
so her boyfriend's got a pretty fucking cool name. Is that a real name?
Takoa Talley.
Takoa Talley. That's pretty sweet. I like that.
It is pretty cool.
You know what they don't mention, though, in this article? So she murders her stepmother. Was it a wicked stepmother? They don't say.
Here's the thing.
Because that's justified if it's a wicked stepmother.
No. Just because you didn't go to the ball doesn't mean you get to kill someone.
I disagree. I thought Cinderella 2, The Revenge, was a great story.
Okay. Now, court documents indicate that after the defendant suffocated Jody, she posted a video to Snapchat.
Which, by the way, Snapchat videos go away. So you could totally confess to crimes on there and you'll get away with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just there's some upfront day.
Ever comes back to bite anybody in the ass.
No one can use it. It's gone. And they're like, oh, I thought I saw her confessing to a crime, but it's not there anymore. All right, I guess not.
Yeah. So she posted the video to confessing to the crime. Basically saying, we smothered her. Yeah, we did. It's like her talking to him in the video.
Yep.
It's so fucked up.
Clout chasers.
She partially covered Jody's face with a pillow, intending to step on it, but stopped when Jody vomited. She claimed Jody was still breathing when she left the bedroom, which is why she told investigators she didn't think the victim had passed away. Bevins alleged that Talley acted alone and went in there after she had attempted to smother her with the pillow and step on it. And she didn't die. He went in there and killed her.
Imagine if someone dies from stab wounds, right? They bleed out, they die. And your defense is, look, I stabbed him multiple times, but he was still alive when I left the room.
You see, Your Honor, it was the loss of blood that killed this person.
I mean, if they would have tended to their wounds, they'd be fine right now. And yes, was I suffocating my stepmother? A little bit. I mean, did she die of suffocation? Yes, she did. Was I doing some of it? A little. I don't know. I'm obviously innocent.
So the medical examiner testified that Jody had facial abrasions consistent with a pillow being held over her face and blunt force trauma on her left cheek, likely for being struck by an object or a fist, or maybe someone's foot as they're stomping your face while smothering you.
Correct.
It doesn't matter if you think she had held the pillow down 100% of the time. If you two are doing it together, then you're both guilty of it. The prosecution argued that Jody was killed for payback and payout, and the victim knew that there was money in a safe in the victim's home.
Well, okay, so the money was just like that'll be a nice thing to have. Like, we were really pissed at her. We want to get back at her for the things that she did. And then the money's just kind of like a nice thing to have on top of that.
Well, here's the thing.
Because it wasn't be one motive or the other.
She didn't live there anymore. She was thrown out.
Okay.
So the mom threw her out because she was sneaking the boyfriend into the house, and the mom didn't like it.
Ooh.
So she came back there knowing that everybody else was out camping.
Leave the door open! If you're going to have your boyfriend over, this woman's 35 years old. What are we talking about?
And she was also mad because she was trying to get custody of her kids, and her mother wouldn't come and testify for her.
Yeah, I can't believe she couldn't have custody of her kids, this one. So the court system sometimes works. That's good to know.
Yeah, so she is getting a mandatory life sentence without parole, but she smothered her own mother because she was mad. She wouldn't go to court and defend her. She threw her out of the house. She knew there was money in that house somewhere. She wanted to get to it. And she tries to blame the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this woman fucking sucks.
Yeah, she sucks.
All right.
Not our problem anymore, though. She gone.
She's Iowa's. Carl, have you heard about the new stadium they're building in Buffalo?
I have.
It's looking pretty good so far.
Well, it is an upgrade. It's an upgrade from what do we have now? Highmark Stadium?
Whatever the fuck it is. So we're going to go to Buffalo. A 2-year-old boy could not stand inside the filthy cage his mother had blocked him into. That's it right there. Isn't it beautiful? This makeshift cage was a playpen with a piece of crib tied on top. The New York State Police said everything from the walls surrounding the cage to the bedding and the toddler inside of it was covered in feces.
I understand locking a 2-year-old in the cage. That makes sense. But why you got to cover the kid in feces? That just seems cruel. That's kind of a mean thing to do.
Here's the thing. You toss a turd in there for the kid to play with.
Oh, okay.
And kids, how kids are.
All right, I'll bring the litter box to you. Here you go.
This house was on Shattuck Avenue in Buffalo. This happened on February 8th. Nisha Lumpkin is the mother.
Her last name is Lumpkin?
Yeah.
What did you want your first initial to be B? I would name my daughter Blaine or something like that.
Blaine Lumpkin?
Yeah, Barbara Lumpkin.
Oh,
Lumpkin.
just name her like B. Arthur, BEA.
There you go. Perfect.
B. Lumpkin. Perfect. So she has a previous charge, felony charge, the state police said. That's when they discovered the child soaked in urine and stuck inside the cage Lumpkin, his mom, had created, troopers said. Now, I'm having a hard time today with some of these stories. The toddler was taken by American Medical Response to John R. O'Shea Children's Hospital. The mother was arrested and charged with child endangerment. Doctors discovered the child, who had bruises on his faces and body, had 2 fractured ribs that were starting to heal from injuries that had likely happened about 2 weeks earlier.
Well, I mean, it sounds like this kid's just a naughty kid. He's probably in a lot of trouble for doing naughty things.
Kid's constantly falling down. I had to put him in a cage.
Yeah, that too. He's clumsy and he's naughty. So that's the punishment.
Well, she went on to explain that the child was crying as a result of the incident, but that was about it. This kid fell down the staircase and was crying a little bit, and it was fine. After more than 2-month investigation, troopers in the Erie County District Attorney's Office determined no additional charges could be filed. So she is... the kid is in the custody of the state at this point.
Yeah, I'm guessing this woman doesn't have like great relatives either. It's probably not an amazing family that wants to take this kid in, I would imagine.
Dude, can you imagine the personal seat license fees for this?
I can't afford it.
Jesus Christ, Buffalo sucks. I understand like parents being very protective of their kid because they're worried shit in the house is dangerous, so they keep them in the playpens and they block off all the rooms and shit like that. But you can't leave the child in the shit-filled cage.
You shouldn't. I guess you shouldn't. If you're going to, you can't let the police in to take a photo of it because that's incriminating.
Solid
but yeah,
point.
I'm not going to pretend that I know how to parent. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's not doing what she should be doing. I don't know.
So one thing that happens in true crime, ladies and gentlemen, is sometimes someone will be arrested for something. They'll be charged, but then they continue the investigation and add charges later.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on with our next creep, Carl. I want you to meet this gentleman. His name is Tom Segura.
No, it's not.
It's Ricardo Segura Jr.
Okay.
Now, he has been charged with the death of 2 animals.
Okay.
And now he's had additional charges added on. Now, what happened was he killed a donkey and a horse on some guy's property. The donkey had been killed with blunt force trauma. So he went up and beat up a donkey to death. Okay. That's fucking insane.
Not great. Not great.
So later, 4 days later, this farmer had a pony too. And he goes out and he finds the pony's head is fucking ripped off.
Oh. So it probably didn't survive that then, right? I don't know how ponies work. I'm just assuming.
No, the pony, you cannot tape that back on. But after a thorough investigation, authorities were able to arrest Ricardo Segura Jr. and charge him with cruelty to livestock. Because there were security cameras, they were able to track him down and find him. However, police stated that they did some other tests and they found Segura's DNA inside of the animals, Carl.
Okay. So here's my question, because I don't think it's answered in this article. What's the order here? Because
that's what I don't know either.
If he's fucking dead animals, I think that's a first for this show. And also, that's going to inspire so many death metal bands. There's going to be a lot of good music that comes out of this.
Donkey
Norway.
fuck punch. That's the answer.
Yes.
Donkey fuck punch to death. Hold on. 1710. The funnier Segura.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
That's correct.
Wait, this is way funnier than 69 minutes. I agree.
Holy shit. So this guy fucked these animals and then murdered them.
Or
Which is,
vice versa. We don't know.
Yeah.
They might have been difficult to hold down, and that's why he had to beat it over the head so many times.
So the problem is, no matter what the order, this guy got off from it.
Well, he's not getting off. He's not getting off.
No, he did get off at least twice, from what I
Yes,
understand.
yes.
According to the forensics. So he's being held on bond in Laredo, Texas, $50,000 bond. If anybody feels like bailing him out. Carl, I got a fun video. You want to watch a fun video?
I do.
Okay. So
World Star.
This really is. This is a woman named Erica Chavolia. She's an employee at a McDonald's. And she was interviewed after this. She said shit was crazy. Milkshake went everywhere. Now, apparently, there was a woman here who had said some things. She was upset about her order. I don't know all the details. Was very upset about her order and insulted this McDonald's employee's mother.
Oh, you don't want to go
One thing
there.
I've learned, you don't want to insult people's moms.
No, they get very upset.
Especially fucking Big John Stud. If Big John Stud is working at McDonald's, run. Fucking here comes Nia Jax.
Oh, there goes the milkshake, and now
titties are out.
She's getting pounded.
You do not insult this girl's mom.
Oh, this is a titty out fight right here.
Now this other employee is trying to stop her from fighting. Now she's beating her up too. This girl's just getting the shit kicked out of her by everyone at the McDonald's.
Oh, pulled down by the hair.
So the lesson here is, when ordering a McDonald's, put some respect in your mouth.
She walked up like she was going to threaten her with a chair. She's like, "You're not doing anything with that chair. Give that to me." That was a baller move. Dude. Vinny, do you know what this video
rocked?
Do you know what this video reminds me of?
What's that?
If Stuttering John does show up to Las Vegas to fight Patrick Melton, that's what you would see. That's what that looked like to me. Like that, those people were not in the same weight class. They had no business fighting each other.
I'm gonna have to send you that was a complete brutal beatdown. But again, please be nice to fast food workers unless they fuck up your shit. Then treat them like dog shit, I guess.
Wow. So the first sentence.
If they put pickles on your stuff, treat them terribly.
The first sentence on the website Law and Crime, which Law and Crime's a legit news source. Am I wrong about that?
Generally. Maybe
Okay.
not on this one.
Yeah. The first sentence is, more details emerge about the most important news story in America today.
Nope. Not it.
About this video. About this viral video they're talking about.
Patrick Bellamar says big girls don't cry, they stomp ass. That's
That's
correct.
true.
Yeah, sorry if there was an echo on that. Sorry, guys. I don't know what would have caused
There
it.
was. It was weird.
Okay. Sorry.
You had an
about
echo on the video and an echo on Yakety Sax. It was a CF.
that. A real clusterfuck.
Yep.
Apologies, guys. We'll fix it in post. Fixing.
But isn't that Nancy Grace's website, Law and Crime?
She works for them.
Yeah, okay,
There's
so I
no
thought.
people who will hire her.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, that's a clown site. They're not even
Oh.
pretending to be a real news source at this point.
Carl, I have one more story for us before we get out of here and enjoy the rest of our day.
Sounds good.
And I want to introduce you to this giant fucking pig monster, Tamara Banks. Hold on. I got her music ready to go.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh. God damn it. God damn it.
Come on, pig.
Here she is. That is Tamara Banks, ladies and gentlemen. And she will be in prison for the next 9 to 13 and a half years for involuntary manslaughter. Now, what did this pig monster do, Carl?
Yeah, what did
Well,
do?
she had a baby. That's
who
why.
knocked this thing up? Put him in jail too.
He is going. He's
Okay,
going.
good. For knocking her up? Is that the charge for knocking up a pig monster? Is that illegal?
Should be.
Yeah.
It should be. Now, Christopher Hoeb is the girl's father, and he pled guilty to this last month. Now, he's going to be sentenced in June. But apparently, her baby died. Her little baby passed away. And the baby passed away from diabetic ketoacidosis. Now, how does a baby get diabetes?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when a pig monster decides to put Mountain Dew in your bottle instead of milk. And
she parents like Britney Spears. Like, this is literally like Britney Spears had her kids taken away from her.
Yeah, but Britney Spears has crazy eyes and nice tits.
Good point. And so that and a couple hits. So for that reason, the whole internet was behind Britney. They're like, nah, she's fine. She's great.
I mean, she put Mountain Dew in a baby's bottle, so much so that the baby developed diabetes and died from it.
Yes. That's impressive. That's not easy to do.
Don't do the Dew.
Oh, the Dew kills. I got to talk to my brother about this. I wonder if he knows about this story.
Oh, no.
I mean, my nephew's turned out okay, so that's good. That's good to know.
When you feed a baby nothing but Mountain Dew, the baby teeth are going to come out really quick, right? Like they're just going to fall right out.
Well, he's either going to die at the age of 4 or be the greatest skateboarder to ever live. Those are the two options.
You got me. I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
I'm sorry. I thought this was America. Oh, it's not America?
Rigor Morris wants to know, was it Baja Blast?
No, she kept the Baja Blast for herself.
Yeah.
The good stuff was for her bottle.
I love my baby. I give him all the Mountain Dew he wants.
Yeah, Troy Smith, nectar of the tards, as Adam Carolla likes to say about Mountain Dew. That is correct.
Of the fucking tards. Ladies and gentlemen, don't have sex with pig monsters and make babies. Please.
Let's get caught up because I know it is Super Chat Monday outside of just being Memorial Day.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Oh, Knight M. How are you, Knight? My dad screams at night about Moonhead and Lady K.
I believe that. I hope he can get some sleep. I'm sorry.
Hey, Gut, thanks for the $2. Thanks for the show, fellas. You're welcome, Gut.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know this was an odd time for people. So even though I didn't see Koof, I want to thank him for not K-ing himself. Thank you for that, Koof.
No one go to Greenland this week.
Don't go to Greenland this week. We're going to Vegas instead.
We're going to Vegas. So I don't know how this is going to work. Make sure you get yourself your live stream, but we're going to be traveling on Monday. So we're not going to be here next Monday. I don't know when the next regular show will be, except for the stage show, which will be next Saturday.
Well, we'll put out that episode. We'll put that episode out, though, as a regular episode, the live one we do in Vegas.
Great. All right. I think we could probably handle that.
Yes.
Sounds good. Carl, it's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Macamania.com. Good gear. It's this guy's last chance to get tickets. You better do it.
It's the Creep Off.
One, two, three, and to the 400-pound baby. But knock it sucks because you know it's hit the fat.
Rocco or B.